All right, all right. Shalom, shalom. I'd like to start off by saying Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Kol Holo and La Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect that scattered abroad. The Hakim and the Aquat that was listening in. Yahweh Ratazah, Lord willing that the lesson is edifying. Brother Shawab, I'm one back at you with another lesson. And the title of this lesson is this will probably be the last video I do on this anyway. Did a couple videos already. It's the third video I do on it, but I was watching the live of C.E.R.N yesterday, and they were saying, I was literally watching the whole live, and they were saying some crazy ass shit. So that's how I put the lesson together, because while they were saying certain things, I just started to look up different topics, different keywords that we're using and all that. That led me to certain topics to research. All right, but this is going into the God particle. All right, and Salaki, I was late. I wanted to do it earlier, but I had to look at all the information I had again. I didn't want to just start going in without retouching up on the articles I had. I had to pray upon it that the Lord let me deliver the message properly without trying to cause confusion or anything. All right, it's just there's a lot, the certain shit that they got going on. It a lot of it has to do with us. You see, they use scientific names and scientific words and all that, but at the end of the day, it all somehow links to us, and somehow it links up to, I feel like it links up to what's about to be pushed upon us with that Rice Krispie treat, because everything that these devils do is about a science, a certain type of science, and that's how they live. They don't believe in Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. So everything they do is according to science. All right. So I had to kind of look at these things in a scientific aspect for me to understand kind of what they're leaning toward. You know what I'm saying? I ain't no scientist, so I can't give it to you in no scientific form. All right. But like I said, Lord willing that the Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai give me the spirit to deliver the message properly, for you to understand where I'm trying to go with it. All right. And let's start off with let's start off with this movie Lucy. All right, which I actually do want to go a little bit into the C.E.R.N live, see if I could pick up on certain things, but I could pretty much just tell you what they were saying. A lot of the things that they were saying in there was I kept hearing a lot of six this, six that, like 6 years of this, or it was like the number 6 kept coming up in certain ways. All right. And a lot of people won't realize that because they're not paying attention to that. But see, us being in this truth, we pay attention to everything these people saying because they like using numbers. They're about code talking and all that. All right. So their point yesterday was of this C.E.R.N thing, right, was to create this dark matter. All right. That's what they're trying to pretty much get to. All right. And they believe off of this, their word is Higgs boson. All right. This Higgs boson goes into what would be called the God particle. Let me see, I put it in here, one of these. Or did I not? All right. Give me 1 second. I might have took it off. It's all good though, whether I took it off or not. Let me just look one more time. All right, but that's what their whole agenda is going into, is really trying to find out this God particle. All right, as a matter of fact, let me share my screen before I forget. All right, there we go. All right, let me bring it up real quick. What is Higgs theory? There's a certain yeah, see, it says right here, it says the Higgs boson is better known by its colloquial, something like that, colloquial name, the God particle. It says so called because for a generation scientists had to take it on faith that it existed. All right, and it's funny they want to use the word faith because faith is not in their nature. All right, but it says the God particle. All right, and pretty much what this God particle goes into is pretty much everything is surrounded around this God particle. It's pretty much the top uh, atom, I believe, is what they want to use. Let me put it this way. What is the God particle? What is the God particle?
According to Wikipedia, the God particle. If the universe is the answer, what is the question? Is a 1993 popular science book by Nobel Prize-winning physicist Leon M. Lederman and science writer Dick Teresi.
All right, that's not what I wanted. It says in the standard modern particle physics, the Higgs boson, also known as the God particle, is the elementary particle that decays quickly and is very unstable, has no electric charge, and has zero spins. All right. So going into that, right, off of the God particle, which they named that in the actual live, and I just started going into certain things, which to let you know, C.E.R.N, when you look at their actual sign, it has 666 on it. So you already know that this damn company's a wicked, you know, agenda at the end of the day. All right. And if you look at the whole thing that they were using, where it goes in a circle, I forgot what it was called, the collider, basically. All right, and they had different parts of it. You had like the atlas, you had the collider, you had it was like four different different spots, but they were all combined together. And if you look at the way it goes around, it actually forms a six also, because it started in one small spot and then it would start charging up in one spot going in a circle, and eventually that will go into another circle, all right, going into a bigger circle. All right, and when you see the way these damn elites design everything that they design is literally through through some type of demonic force. All right, even their buildings, even their structures and their roads, when you look at it from the top of let's just say from the sky, from a plane, you can see how everything is created to have a wicked vibration behind it. All right. Now I was going to go into that video, but I don't want to make that's going to take long on the video, because then I'm going to end up playing a lot of parts out of it. But this is what I want to bring out. Let me bring out this Lucy. All right. If you ever seen the movie Lucy, this will give you a kind of a what they're trying to do. Okay. I'm gonna play two scenes real quick so you kind of get an understanding, because at the end of this movie, Lucy, that's basically what she became. She became that God particle that was everywhere. She was able to control all things because she was trying to play that God. You see? But let's play this real quick.
Carl, why doesn't NJM use mascots?
Mascots are silly. Saving money isn't.
You think I'm silly?
How is it that flat screens are sold on back market in 1951? I don't know.
How did you manage to access all this information?
Electrical impulses. Every cell knows and talks to every other cell.
They exchange 1,000 bits of information between them per second. Cells group together, forming a giant web of communication, which in turn forms.
I'm gonna play it back, and this is gonna have something to do with the lesson, because this is how I'm gonna show you that it has to do with us too. Because one of the things I put in the description box, is it gonna affect us? This is definitely gonna affect humans at one point, and I'm gonna tell you why. But let this play.
How did you manage to access all this information?
Electrical impulses. Every cell knows and talks to every other cell. They exchange 1,000 bits of information between them per second. Cells group together, forming a giant web of communication, which in turn forms matter. Cells get together, take on one form, deform, reform. Makes no difference, it's all the same. Humans consider themselves unique, so they've rooted their whole theory of existence on their uniqueness. One is their unit of measure, but it's not. All social systems we put into place are a mere sketch. 1 + 1 = 2. That's all we've learned. But 1 + 1 has never equaled 2. There are, in fact, no numbers and no letters. We've codified our existence to bring it down to human size, to make it comprehensible.
All right, what you just seen, those little things that she was just putting in the air, right? If you really, that shit was basically showing atoms, electrons, protons, all of that. It was even showing what they were saying that was in the actual in the Yo Jabba Jabba, all right, going into that GARPHENE, all right. They were just showing you all of that, because all of that has to do with somehow this type of C.E.R.N movement that they're doing. This has all got to do with, remember, electrons, physics, got to do with electrons and protons, all right, which I'm gonna show that also. But it was funny that I seen this part, because this is exactly what reminded me of what's going on, because this is all different types of matter, basically different types of atoms that are according to physics. Okay,
Created a scale so that we can forget down to human size, to make it comprehensible. We've created a scale so that we can forget its unfathomable scale.
But if humans are not the unit of measure, and the world isn't governed by mathematical laws, what governs all that?
Film a car speeding down a road. Speed up the image infinitely, and the car disappears. So what proof do we have of its existence? Time gives legitimacy to its existence. Time is the only true unit of measure. It gives proof to the existence of matter. Without time, we don't exist.
and mind you this, before I continue, we're looking at this in the scientific aspect, all right? Because at the end of the day, we know that everything is controlled and created by Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, all right? But the reason I bring this up is because we are consisted of elements and things like that, which I'll bring out 2 scriptures on that, all right? But this is just being looked at a spiritual, a scientific aspect, because these guys deal with nothing but science. So sometimes you have to see in their type of form, all right, in their aspect of science, you have to, in order to understand what they're really trying to do, all right? This is why I'm bringing it up like this.
Time is unity.
We won't be able to hold it for much longer.
Time to go then.
And I feel like when they just injected that, that has to do with certain type of they're trying to show you something with it, because at the end of the day, what she was being injected was called CP4, which was something that's supposedly, like, them using it as a drug in the movie is not real. That's not a real drug. But CP4, I believe it goes into, it's a certain type of it's something that's created when a woman gets pregnant. All right, when it's all goes down into science. But remember, these people, when they do movies trying to show you something in the movie, giving you a sign, predictive program, and things like that. So this movie, right, when they just injected her with that, I believe it was a representation of that yo jabba jabba, because we really don't know what is inside those yo jabba jabbas that they were giving everybody. All right. But we know that it has some type of wicked vibration and some type of agenda behind it, that at the end of the day, when all these 5Gs and 6Gs get turned up, it's all going to work together with the system. And we know that something is going to happen. It's going to bug out. All right. Everybody that has been who has taken that. Okay.
Sure, you need such huge doses. I'm afraid you won't survive.
Some cells inside me will fight and defend their integrity till the very end. In order to attain the last few percent, I have to force it to crack the cells open to their nucleus.
She said that to crack open her nucleus, which is another thing I'm going to bring into the lesson too, to show you how this whole C.E.R.N shit has to do with our bodies and everything. All right, to crack open the nucleus, because nucleus goes into your your cells and all that. You know, you have the nuclei, the nucleus, and all that. All right.
All this knowledge, Lindsay. I'm not even sure that mankind is ready for it. We're so driven by power and profit. Given man's nature, it might bring us only instability and chaos.
She's going to bring us instability and chaos, all right, which I believe with this wicked vibration that they're trying to do, creating this dark matter, this dark matter, and trying to bring in this, trying to bring black holes, you see? So, you know, that dark matter word is basically going into a dark energy that they're trying to bring upon the earth. That's going what? It's like a portal of demons. All right, which this is what's going to happen. It's going to be nothing but chaos on the earth. Okay.
Ignorance brings chaos, not knowledge. I'll build a computer and download all my knowledge in it. I'll find a way for you to have access to it.
And remember, what do they want to do? They want to make you a mini computer. All right. You see, they don't want phones no more. They don't want computers or anything. Why? Because you are going to be the computer. You are going to be the phone. Why? How? Through this Rice Krispie treat that they want to put in everybody. You see, this is him sitting, you know, him playing as God, like it tells you in 2 Thessalonians 2:4. All right. Which, you know, I'm going to bring that out right now. I'll read it instead of going back and forth, going out of these, and coming out of the lesson. All right, this is 2 Thessalonians 2:4. Salakia. 2 Thessalonians 2:4, and it says, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God or that is worshipped, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. All right, and how is he going to show himself that he is God? By sitting in the temple. The temple, we are the temple of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. All right. So how is he going to sit in there with this, you know, Rice Krispie treat, having all access to what your everyday lifestyle is? You see how you are communicating, how you're breathing, how you're moving. All right. Pretty much just going to be, it's going to be a permanent monitoring system on you. All right, just like these phones are, just like this computer is, just like your smart TV is, it's monitoring you on a daily basis. You see, it could see what you're doing. Well, they're going to be able to see what you're doing, okay, through putting this this Rice Krispie treat in your body, all right, to give them constant what? Constant data. Like she just said, she said it's going to record. She said
access to it. Imagine it. I'll find a way for you to have access to it.
See, she said, I'm going to build a computer. Let me bring it back a little bit. I'm going to build a computer and download all my knowledge in it.
Computer and
all right?
download all my knowledge.
imagining.
so you can have access to it. That's what they want to do. When you go into that word mark, all right, in Revelations 13 and 16, it goes into charagma, right, which we know that's an actual physical mark, but then that word goes into charax, all right, and then charax goes into grapho, which grapho means to pretty much record data, you know, and this is how they're going to be able to download data into you, all right, or take out data they need of you through this, you know, this Rice Krispie treat. Okay.
I'll find a way for you to have access to it.
All right. Now let me go to this other part, because what she was saying was key words right there. I thought it was very interesting. What she
Carl,
was saying.
why doesn't
Come
NJM
on.
use mascots?
Mascots are silly. Saving money isn't.
You think I...
1 second, Salaki. Where's the other part I need? Let me see if this is the other part I wanted.
Today's forecast is brought to you by
How did you manage to
Oh,
access
that was
all
the
this
same thing.
information?
Electrical.
Salakia. That's the same one I didn't want that one. Give me 1 second, bear with me. And while I'm looking for this, getting this other one, I wanted to bring out these other scriptures real quick. This is
Either I had too much gin, or that painting is moving. I think that's an expertly renewed TV from Back
This
Market.
is
We've
Wisdom
been
of
renewed
Solomon
too for this
7,
ad.
to
So
show
what do
you that
do?
we are
Call the
consisted of
priest.
particles. All right, I mean of elements. All right, because fucking shit. Why is it making it so hard right now? Here we go.
Carl, why doesn't NJM use
God
mascots?
damn.
Mascots are silly. Saving money isn't.
You think I'm
Gotta
silly?
be a damn
How is
fucking
it that
commercial
flat
every
screens are
time.
sold on Back Market in 1951? I don't know.
All right, now this is her showing you when she became pretty much one with everything, right? When you see all that shit being shown, all those different crazy colors and purple and, and orange, and that goes into them showing like matter and things like that. All right. Let me just read this real quick. This is Wisdom of Solomon 7 and 17. It says, "For he has given me." Let me bring it up a little bit. This is Wisdom of Solomon 7 and 16. It says, "For in his hands are both we and our words, all wisdom also and knowledge of workmanship." It says, "For he has given me a certain knowledge of the things that are namely to know how the world was made and the operation of the elements. All right, so that's already showing you proof that there's elements continually around us. All right, basically in the beginning, before what these scientists will call the Big Bang Theory. All right, you know, in Genesis, it tells you before the earth was created, it was what? Void, darkness. All right, basically, there was nothing but elements scattered throughout the whole entire earth, basically. All right, but everything wasn't yet in its form, everything wasn't yet in order. And then, you know, as Yahweh Bashim Yahushai spoke these things into existence, right? Then everything started to take its place of its order of what was what it was supposed to do. You see, so everything in the beginning was just straight darkness, void, all right, and scattered elements, basically, all right. And then it says, "For he has given me a certain knowledge of the things that are, namely to know how the world was made, and the operation of elements." So, if we were given the knowledge of these things, that means that these damn devils have the knowledge, all right, and a lot of their knowledge comes from that. It comes from Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, but because they use it on the left hand side, is where they mislead and deceive people with that knowledge that they have. All right, but these devils do have the knowledge of elements. This is why they have the periodic table. All right, and they're able to, you know, manipulate elements to do certain things, to create fire or to do this, whatever. You see, so the elements do exist. Now this is let me grab 19 real quick. All right, this is Wisdom of Solomon 19. Come on. Wisdom of Solomon 19, and I think it's like 2018. It says, let me start it from let me start from 17. It says, "Therefore, even with blindness were these stricken, as those were at the doors of the righteous man. When being compassed about with horrible great darkness, every one sought the passage of his own doors, for the elements were changed in themselves by a kind of harmony, like as in sultry notes change the like as in a sultry notes change the name of the tune, and yet are always sounds which may be well perceived by the sight of the things that have been done." All right, again showing you that elements exist and the elements were changed and everything. All right, now let me go into this. Let me see something real quick. I know they did not just cut my live off. You guys can still hear me? Can y'all still hear me? Oh man, I'm gonna be mad as hell. This damn devil cut my live off. Somebody give me thumbs up if I'm still live and y'all can still see me and hear what's going on. Wow. Oh man, this is gonna piss me off. These motherfuckers, bro.